Okay, in continuation with the topic entitled of tests and testing, at this point, let us proceed to the types of norms. But before that, let us define norm first. So, a norm are the rules of a group of people that mark out what is appropriate, allowed, required, or forbidden for various members in different situations. So, it is what being imposed as the standard in society. Now, a norm can be classified as age norms, grade norms, national norms, national anchor norms, local norms, norms from a fixed reference group, subgroup norms, and percentile norms, and this will be discussed one by one. Now to proceed, percentile norms, it means as the raw data from a test's standardization sample converted to percentile form. To better understand them, let's backtrack for a moment and review what is meant by percentiles. I guess you are all familiar with the percentiles as it was already discussed during our psych stat. Okay, when we say percentile, it refers to those values that divide a distribution into 100 equal parts. Now, let me read percentile norms. Again, it is a raw data from a test standardization sample converted to percentile form. And percentile rank, it tells what percent of the cases got below the rank position. So percentile rank are often expressed as a number between 1 and 99, with 50 being the average. So if a student scored a percentile rank of 87, it would mean that they perform better than 87% of the other student in his norms. So a percentile is an expression of the percentage of people whose score on a test or measure falls below a particular score. So these two, the percentile score and the percentile rank, are often used in the reporting of test scores from norm reference tests, but as just noted, um, they are not the same. And a good percentile score is, for example, a student is above average or has a rank score of 50 or above is considered above average. Now to proceed on age norms. Age norms are also known as age equivalent scores. Age norms indicate the average performance of different samples of test takers who were at various ages at the same time the test was administered. Children with the same mental age could be expected to read the same level of material, can solve same kind of math problems, reason with similar level of judgment, and so forth. So, if the measurement under consideration is height in inches, for example, then we know that scores or the height for children will gradually increase at various rates as a function of age up to the middle to late teens. For example, a 7-year-old who has an intellectual ability, the same with a 12-year-old based sa result ng test of intellectual ability. For example, ang 7 years old is nag-take siya ng test to know if mag, um, ano ba ang score ng kanyang intellectual ability. So, the results will say or reveals that the 7-year-old score is the same with a 12-year-old child. So, therefore, that child has a mental age of the norm group. Now, the reasoning here was that kung bakit ganun ang result is that irrespective of chronological age, children with the same mental age could be expected to read the same level of material, solve the same kinds of math problems, reasons with a similar level of judgment, and so forth. Okay, increasing sophistication about the limitations of the mental age concept has prompted assessment professionals to be hesitant about describing results in terms of mental age. Okay, since there is an increase in complexity about the mental age concept, naging hesitant ang mga assessment professionals on describing or ang pag-interpret sa mga results in terms of mental age. Kasi nga, the problem is when we say mental age in a way of reporting results, it is way too broad and too inappropriate to be generalized. Okay? Moving on to the grade norms. Grade norms are designed to indicate the average test performance of test takers in a given school grade. Grade norms are developed by administering the test to representative samples of children over a range of consecutive grade levels, such as first through sixth grade, or grade 1 to grade 6. Next, the mean score for children at each grade level is calculated. Since ang klase ng mga bata is nagsisimula from September to June, that is 10 months, so the fractions in the mean and median could be decimals. Now, the primary use of grade norms is as convenient, readily understandable gauge of how one student's performance compares with that of fellow students in the same grade. Now, consider the case of a student in 12th grade or grade 12 students who scores 6 on grade norm spelling test. So, since 6 lang naman ang nakuha niyang score sa spelling test, does this mean ba that the student has the same spelling abilities as the average 6th grader? Or since 6 ang score niya, the same lang ba sila ng um, spelling abilities with the grade 6 students? The answer is no. What this finding means is that the students and a hypothetical average grade 6 answer the same fraction of items correctly on that test. Actually, grade norms do not provide information as to the content of type of items that a student could or could not answer correctly. The primary use of grade norms is as a convenient, readily understandable gauge of how one student's performance compared with that of fellow students in the same grade. Okay, one drawback of grade norm is that they are useful only with respect to years and months of schooling completed. Actually, they have little or no applicability to children who are not yet in school or yung mga children na out of school. Further, they are not typically designed for use with adults who have returned to school. And next, I will give the floor to Ms. Hussein to explain more of the types of norms. Thank you.